Hello everyone and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode, we came here, to the foot of the Mechonis. This time, we're going to be fully entering the Mechonis, and a completely different area to anything that's existed in the game before. This is Mechonis Field. We notice we've got the left leg cooling outlet there, which is our first kind of area in it. And some amazing music here, which I'll let play, I think, after this opening cutscene.
We're inside the Mechonis.
Just how I imagined it. It's all totally mechanical. It ain't gonna be easy getting up this thing.
Egil is at the top.
What's up, Shulk?
Look, it's a switch to activate a lift. If we can get it to work, it should take us up.
Ricky want to ride lift?
We can't. There's no power going to it.
Boring!
What do we do?
Well, if we could find the main power supply...
Okay, people, let's get looking.
Yeah. If we can connect the power to the switch, we should be able to use the lift.
So this gives us aiming for the top. Use the ground floor master power panel to start the second lift. And there's a lot of landmarks and locations. Ooh, dealing damage will occasionally max the talent gauge. That's really nice. To get here, I've talked in the past about how Valak Mountain is the biggest area by surface. As in by physically explorable surface. Nowhere has a greater surface area than Valak Mountain. That was the end of an incredibly short story quest. Mechonis Field, where we are at the moment, as it's called, is actually the largest area in the game by volume. the camera angles we get at the moment do not do it justice. Mechonis Field is physically huge. In terms of, imagine a cylinder that goes, you know, from the Mechonis ankle all the way up to the Mechonis knee. And that's what Mechonis Field is. You've got a lot of, like, lifts and stuff that help you explore that. Which means the area doesn't feel as big as it is. Like here, we just get rocketed straight up here. But this is all volume. And this is kind of what I'm saying of, like, how, while Valak Mountain has a larger... Oh, get the third lift moving. While Valak Mountain has a technically larger explorable area, the kind of airspace, like you can see above us, Mechonis Field is massive for the volume it takes place. It's a pretty accurately scaled thing of the Bionis, of the Mechonis's. I think there'll be a lot of calling it the Mechonis when it's the Bionis. No, the other way around. I call it the Mechonis when it's Bionis when it's the Mechonis. Fucking kill me. Speaking of which, I'm going to kill these scouts because they're annoying me. Right, anything useful from those? No. We can... Oh! New area, new visions from things. Bozotrox needs two new reinforced jets to make the boots. That's both of them. We better get back to her. Bozotrox is actually on our list. We got a tier of the sky quite some time ago for a bloke, Zakort, to take to his partner Bozotrox, who's in a secret location somewhere in Mechonis Field. Wherever Bozotrox is, apparently she needs reinforced thrusters to make some really cool sounding boots. So we'll deal with that, you know, when we find out where the fuck she is. One of these things we haven't seen for a while, and right, this thing I actually quite like. If you look at the names of some of these units, Vision. That's the second retro diode. Man, I can't wait to see the looks on faces of Colony 6. I was going to say I really like these names. Don't like M76 Moist. No one likes that. But I like the fact that the Mechon builds have names like, you know, a Moist unit, a Cord, Witch, Trick unit, all those things, rather than just being called an M27, an M46, an M83, because remembering what any of those are, it's like, the only one I ever remember is the M104, but that's because it's an M104 Fortress unit, it specifically does have a name. Whereas, oh my god, Melia has been killed. She's been moistened to death. Oh, there's a lot of things here. Holy crap on a cross. We are about to have a fucking shocker. Ryan, we might need to fucking bust a move here. Laser. What an ingenious name. Laser. Oh, that's gonna laser the shite out of me, so I'm going to run away. Oh, apparently I'll survive that laser. That's pretty cool. I've been chased by the Moist. He's gonna moisten me! Oh, shit-ass backwards. Oh, fucking kill me. I mean, that's what he has done. I am not going to be able to... So, if you fall off, fun fact. Vision while I'm falling! Really? We're gonna do this here, are we? Oh, poor Ryan. He's gonna get energy shat. Energy shat, energy... Either way. There is a little, like, rescue thing over there. It's gonna be pretty close whether I can make it to it.
Is that all the backbone you have?
I, in fact... cannot make it to it. Glug. Well, I'll be honest, that was all very weird. Let's try that again. It was who's learned a skill as well. Ricky has. Oh, increases agility when HP is at half. That's quite nice for Ricky. Oh, it's happened again. Looks at least here like I might have just enough hit points to actually swim my way out of here.
Gone blurry.
Don't give up. I'm right next to you.
The fact that you're right next to me is actually problematic rather than anything else. There we go. Well, here at least is our way back up.
I gotta focus.
And it's a location, no less. First lift, basement floor. This is something they changed in the this version, I think. I remember this looking more like a kind of just dark blacky browny colour rather than like bright purple gunge, but I guess they want to make it super clear. By the way, this shit's toxic. As you can imagine, you'll notice that it shifted to nighttime. As you can imagine, being inside the Mechonis, it doesn't matter at all. Day and night, whilst they technically pass, make absolutely no difference to anything that happens inside the Mechonis. You know what they say? What happens in the Mechonis stays in the Mechonis. They don't say that. Nobody says that. Right, let's head back up. Oh, those F power boosters might not be half right. Oh, is that? Ooh. Charla gun, did someone say? Machina rifle 2. Oh, right. It's much better than the one we've got. Doesn't have heatsink. And its ether up isn't amazing because we've got ether up on a load of other shite. Let's have a look. Well, we'll put this on for now. We might get something better before long. I wasn't expecting to actually get a unique version of the... so the Machina weapons, there are actually increased versions of it. It's not like the anti-Mechon ones that only have the one version. There's Machina Rifle 1, 2, 3, 4, all of that shit stuff. And as you saw there, there's unique versions of them which come like with pre-gemmed. I was hoping to get a slotted one actually because I've got a lot more gems at this stage, so...
You're asking if we're alright. But do you feel okay? Indeed. We ought to build a monument to mark such a rare occurrence.
Charming. I don't know why I bother.
Oh, I missed what Ryan said that opened that, but hopefully you, the viewer, heard it. Either way, let's kill some more Mechon. Oh, we've killed this man. There we go. Well, he's gonna have a rough time. Oh, that's a new thing they've added in this. If someone dies in those circumstances, you actually get their chest properly rather than it just dropping off the edge with them. The chest doesn't seem to always inherently spawn exactly where they die. It spawns actually closer to you, which is better. We haven't seen it yet as well, but this is one of the areas that I think suffers the most from performance issues in this game. They're not common, but they do occasionally happen. And this one being such a big area with all this moving shit in it, as we get towards the top, it can be a bit of a problem. Hopefully that's not going to come up, but there we go. Right, these pricks again. Need to make sure they don't accidentally drive me to my death. As you can imagine as well, new area, whole new suite of collectibles together, which is all very exciting. Jesus Christ, sword drones is fun. It just goes and just drains their health, essentially. You love to see it, though I am excited for gun drones as well, because that's basically, it's not quite as many hits as sword drones, but it's in a big old circle around Fiora, which is a lot of fun, because it drains the fuck out of them as well, but it's concentrated rather than on one enemy, it's on multiple, which is real good. Yes, I am going this far out of my way to get a collectible. This is what this game absolutely drives you to. Let's see how we're looking for collectibles. No, nothing we can finish off. Actually, we can do Strange. And get full defense 4, which is awful, but there we go. Frankly, you're never falling outside of battle, so full defense just means... you're never falling in battle, so full defense just slightly forestalls death for other reasons. Right, let's see what we can do here. Hopefully we're a bit more prepared this time. Right, Power Drain is quite nice here, because with this many enemies around, we can go Power Drain! And suck the strength out of a ton of them. Oh, and Melee has done a powerful Mind Blast. That's good, but also she'll have drawn an undue amount of attention there, which she does not want. Have I been forced to target the Moist? Oh, no, I haven't. Those ones just given up the fight. How bizarre. Well, there we go. Let's chain attack this guy and finish him off. If we get an extension here, I'll do a high-powered sword drones. But I don't know whether I will or not, because these guys do not have... Oh, yes! Let's do a 4x sword drones. Don't need it, but there we go. Wow. Yeah, like one of the hits did that. Utterly unnecessary. And in fact, perhaps a waste of a talent card. But there we go. Yeah, I love how these guys were just like, nah, fuck it. Not worth it. You know, I don't get paid. The grizzly drones, did that say? What's a grizzly drone? Sword drones 1, again. Slightly better physical defense, much worse ether defense. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go for the grizzly drones. What do the grizzly drones look like? I really assumed I'd misread that, but apparently not. Ooh. They actually go with my kind of look a bit more than those other ones do, so there we go. Oh, and Ryan's got a new look, Machinagada 2, which presumably means he's got the Machinagada 2. Nah, we'll leave it how it is, but we'll look at the Machinagada 2. Oh, that's powerful, and it has more slots. Ugh, beautiful. You'll love to see it. Is this better than the Acro's Pike? No. Wow, that auto attack max is high. But again, we're fighting Mechon, we don't want to use it. So we'll have aggro up 4, and now we have got another slot in here. And double attack's not terrible for Ryan. Honestly, we'll go for break again to just occasionally break. Because Ryan can topple himself, that's pretty good. Sharla has the option for Machina Rifle 2. Which perhaps goes a bit better with her arm. Nah, I think the original Machina Rifle does. But does this mean she's got it? No, it doesn't. It just means I forgot to notice it last time. Ooh, F attack frame. That sounds good. Man, there's going to be a lot of this in Mechonis Field because we're actually starting to get new equipment for the first time in ages. F attack frame. Ooh, an empty slot. Bless. Ooh. Excellent. Let's actually put some gems on Fiora. Unbeatable, you say? Occasionally when you die, don't. You know what, I'm going to give her some muscle up. Give Fiora a good bit of defense. Fiora is morphing into another tank type, I think, basically, so something like this will be real handy. Ah, an interesting look. Oh, it's like a red version of the basic cowling. That's quite cool, but it does not mesh well with the look we have at the moment, unfortunately. Honestly, it's... I do a surprising amount in this game, end up prizing... Oh god, can we climb all this? God, this is a bit hair-raising, isn't it? What's the advantage of this? Is this just a jab our way around a fight in case we didn't want to do it? Yeah. I do prize basically consistency of outfits above almost everything else.
All the backbone you have?
Yeah, Ryan, is that all the backbone you've got? When you fall, like, a significant proportion of the Mechonis shin and land in Gunge at the bottom. And there's no Dave Benson Phillips here to save you. What an obscure reference. Anyway, let's kill some of these guys again. These are the ones who wussed out of the fight earlier, so let's show them what they pay for their cowardice. Oh, did Ryan learn a skill? Well,
But we cannot be reckless.
that is the thing that can happen. Karma Blade, Gemini... Actually, no, Gemini Gear is an old one, but Karma Blade is something new. What's Ryan learnt? Ryan's learnt increases the chance of a double attack. Why not? Can't hurt. Karma Blades is... not as good. But the extra crit is kind of nice, and the higher min. It's probably better than the defensive stuff I've got, to be honest. Yeah, let's do that, and let's put the double on again. And let's see what these ones look like. Karma Blades. Ooh, glowy. Are these ones that have a lightsaber edge? Yeah, they got a kind of glowy red edge. Let's go for that, that was kind of cool. Yeah, you'll notice there's a lot of little climby bits here, which mostly just serve to either lead to collectibles or to give you like sneaky ways around enemies. Basically, you can jeb past quite a lot of Mechonis Field if you're not the right level for it. I think the first time I played this game, I didn't really do... Oh, 1F main power switch. I didn't really do any side quests the first time I did this. I think I was about level... no more than level 50 when I was first here, and just everything was just much higher level than me. I just assumed that was the way it was supposed to be. I was like, oh, well, clearly... this is the Mechonis, the kind of the fortress of the enemy, so I guess it's supposed to be really fucking difficult. So you can occasionally do a fight, but mostly you should be avoiding everything. Turns out, no. It just means, you know, in the 60 hours leading up to this point, you probably should have done a side quest or two, is what the game was politely trying to tell me. Anyway, let's finish up here. Ooh, Taurus arms, nice. Those are a bit of heavy armor. Taurus is basically the next level of heavy armor above Orion, hence I'm probably going to give it to Ryan rather than Ricky in the first instance, because it's just better. And what appearance do they have? Oh, the second type of M100. So this was the one that was kind of like the red and gold for Ryan, but now it's kind of purple and silver, which is kind of cool. I'll show it off properly when I've got the full set. For now, let's activate this. And that at least... this is how a lot of Mechonis Field works. It's about going somewhere and finding a power supply, turning that on, and then firing up the things that power supply powers, be that lifts or weird screwy boys or that kind of thing. If you don't know what a screwy boy is, you certainly will by the end of the episode. But yeah, the music. I let it play a bit earlier. It's not what I expected. I'll be honest. Don't get me wrong. I love the music in here. But when I heard, when I first played this game, I wasn't sure at all that you were going to get to go to the Mechonis. Let me know in the comments if you thought that was also going to be a thing that happened, but I figured this game would be mostly on the Bionis, and I figured at some point, you know, the Mechonis is definitely the place where the enemy comes from, and you might go there for one final boss battle at the end. I didn't think you would get to essentially fully explore the Bionis as much as you explored the Mechonis. And that isn't actually true. The Mechonis, in terms of how much of it you can explore, is smaller than the Bionis. It doesn't have towns in the same way. We've got the Hidden Village and there is a city further up, the capital, but that's largely it. It's a much more linear pathway than the Bionis is. But when I kind of figured out observation post. We can look down on Destroyer Salvacion, or Salvacion if it's Spanish, which is kind of cool. I am going to switch up the part. It's a twitch in my throat a little bit, good lord. Switch up the party a little bit here. Let's put Shulk in first, I think, because some shit's come in. And we'll have Ricky in the back. Melia's nice in the middle because she can chain basically anything to anything. But yeah, when I learned you could go to the Mechonis, basically when all the fallen arms are, and I was like, oh, we're going up the Mechonis. I think I was expecting something more like this. This kind of like, what I think of, for want of a better phrase, as like Japanese metal. That you hear in a lot of, like, you know, Smash Bros. Versions of songs and stuff like that. I figured this kind of thing would be the music I would expect to hear on the Mechonis. Hence, I was deeply surprised, pleasantly so, by the music in Mechonis Field. Because this kind of like, almost like chill techno-y kind of thing, it's got Metroid Prime vibes to me, definitely, of just kind of like catchy chill stuff. And as we move up the Mechonis, the music also changes. It's not all like this. There's some really, I'd say all of the areas of Mechonis have really cool healing. Oh, healing gift, garbage. That's Melia's worst art. That one gives her to the point where I don't even have it equipped, but hey, at least we've got it. Loads of enemies now, by the way, can just drop max level art books, which bring an art all the way up to level 10, regardless of whether you've got the advanced one or not, which is pretty sweet. We did, however, get quite a high level rod for Melia. What fists do? Oh yeah, I can show M100 type for everyone. That's a look, especially with the elbow blades. Weird. Oh, that's the, yeah, M100's the one on Ricky that looks a bit mech-on-y. Not terrible, actually. I'd want the full set, though. Oh, it's almost... Part of me is like, it's actually kind of cool having Dunban have, like, a robot hand under there. But if you see what it actually looks like on Dunban, it's definitely, as ever, different on his right arm than his left. I always like the look of this on Dunban, because it's almost like a kind of, like, life support thing for his fucked up arm, basically. But we'll leave him as he was for now. But Melia has got the Machina Rod, which is not any more powerful, but it's got 3 slots, you beautiful bastard. Oh, hook it up to my veins. Right, so weapon gem. Have we got Summon Ice on? We haven't got Summon Ice on. What have we got? We have got Summon Bolt, so we want Electric Plus. We have got Summon Earth, so we want Poison Plus on it. And we have got... You know what, fuck it, let's just give her another Poison Plus. Let's go all in on this shit. Because frankly, that 74% poison up makes her Summon Earth absurdly powerful. Because that increases the damage Summon Earth does without in any way increasing the amount of aggro Melia draws. She just outputs more damage, and then just the kind of the damage over time that Summon Earth outputs is just insane. And it's just... Melia does what annoyingly Sharla can't do. Sharla is just a healer, whereas Melia, while she can do a lot of healing, she's a true support character. She buffs characters, she does a lot of like damage over time, she stays out of she casts from a distance and just kind of makes the party better and the enemies weaker as part of it. She's really powerful. Almost by the end of the game, Sharla can almost do that, but mostly Sharla is literally just, she stands back and does healing, and that's it. And like, it's handy in some very specific fights, but mostly, no combat is ever so difficult in this that you want to give up an entire third of your party just for healing. Realistically, you want stuff like Shulk and Ricky and Melia, all who have healing options, and use them rather than actually have like just healing, because realistically you keep your party healed but you lose so much damage output for that healing that Sharla is very rarely worth it as a party substitution compared to someone like Melia or Ricky or something like that who has some healing but is actually just much more of a support role. Anyway, I'll wind these guys up. Wind them up? That's not a phrase. Either way. Ooh, a gold chest. It is nice again to be making Progue because stuff like this can have genuinely useful stuff in it. Like that. That's such a Rhine weapon. Absolutely not. Let's get off that table. About an hour ago in the recording, Gomez got onto the table he did something. I don't know what it is. I have a single microphone, which goes into one mixer. It records as a stereo thing, but both channels are the same. Somehow, it is more panned to the right. Despite the fact that it has a mixer which goes between left and right, and it's dead center, Gomez trod on some kind of thing over there, and he has made my mono microphone pan into one side. I don't know how he's done it. Get off, you fanny. Tinkerbell. Stay on floor. Damn cat. Yeah, it's nice to be in a situation again where, like, a gold chest means you're actually getting stuff which is genuinely useful to you. What? Oh, Melia's got a design on the Machina rod. What does that look like? Yeah, it's kind of dumb, I'll be honest. But Ryan has got the Machina driver. Now, that gets less of the other buffs of him. The 14% critical rate. Ugh. HP up 4, aggro up 4. I've already got the aggro up. The HP up is actually not incredible, to be honest. I will stick with what he's got. Though the design of that goes absolutely well with this set, so we'll go for that, certainly. And that is some good armor, actually, to the point where I'm going to take an Ether gem off Charlotte and put it on her, because Physical Protect 6 is real powerful. Oh, we can do flowers as well on the Collectopedia. Add your Hollyhock and Utopia Circus. Oh, agility up 4 is actually pretty good. Right, we're nearly ready to take on, I think, Destroyer Salvathion, where I want to show off. I've still not really shown off Monado Eater, I feel like. I showed it like once on a Hode or something a couple of episodes ago. But here is a good chance to take him off. Destroyer Salvation is not... It's a unique monster which is physically in your path, but generally, you don't need to kill it for anything. There's no quests involving it or anything. But we'll take it on anyway. Let's take out some of these guys just to build up a little bit. Oh, that was weird. I thought it was snowing for a moment, but I think it was just Friesenate hit the camera. But yeah, this party we've got is actually very powerful at the moment of Shulk, Melia, Ricky. The only issue is there's no obvious aggro sync. Shulk certainly doesn't want aggro, and Melia certainly doesn't, but Ricky's not incredible at taking and keeping aggro. He's not... Like, while he is a tank because he just doesn't die, he's not got the ability that, say, people like Fiora and Ryan have, which is to do so much damage and be so obnoxious that they draw the aggro and still refuse to die. Oh, Ricky and Shulk have gone up. That's kind of cool. So yeah, like, Shulk's ending up with the aggro a surprising amount here, and we're kind of all dancing around it, but there we go. Lower chainsaw always sounds very rude to me, to be honest. Yeah, there's an uncomfortable amount of Shulk aggro here. I'll transfer it back to Ricky there. That was too easy. It wasn't. I was like, we're the right level at the moment, which is deliberate because I set myself to the right level for this. That's the joy of expert mode. But it's nice to be correctly leveled. Let's Eater this guy. Very slow animation on Eater, but it sets it up, and there we go. This guy's going to start to bleed a bit now. I'll Shadow Eye, and hopefully Ricky can take the majority of the heat here. Now, Melia's Mind Blast might have drawn some attention there as well. Apparently I'm behind this thing. Doesn't look like it has a behind, but clearly it does. No, he hasn't got any... Oh, let's do a powerful Friesenate on it. Not great for chain attacks, this group, either. Yeah, I was considering doing Say Sorry, but he hasn't really slapped enough debuffs on this guy yet for Say Sorry to be worth it. You gotta really chain those debuffs, to make Say Sorry worth it. Right, Vision. What are we seeing, lads? Panic. What the fuck is that? Who are you? Where did you come from? Why are you here? Well, we can actually use against this Monado Armor. Because Monado Armor just halves all that damage. More than half, I think, actually. So that's real nice. Because, yeah, we can't counter it with Shield because it isn't a talent arc because it doesn't have a number after it. But we can just block it with armor where it just does less stuff. Like Over Tentacle 4, for example, would be something which is weird that it didn't give me a vision about it, being as though it caused murder to happen. But there we go. Right, this prick's annoying me. Well, where he came from, and he's getting in the way of my fight, so I'm going to do him in. That'll do him in. I'll do anyone in. There we go. And he gets me some Burst Affinity, and straight into a chain attack. You love to see it. Except I'm in his face now, and I've got the aggro. I thought melee could topple him there, but then I remembered that's not a real topple. It's Starlight Kick, which is only a special melee topple when it's chained with Spear Break. It can't actually, even if an enemy is broken, just using Starlight Kick on it does not topple them. Let's hit them inside. Don't want all this Shulk aggro. Yeah. Oh, no, we've toppled him somehow. Was that Starlight Kick? Must have been. Well, let's daze him. Let's get behind him, wherever that is. Nope, that wasn't here. We're doing alright here, actually. Say it's a unique monster 1 level higher than us, and we're not a super optimized party, but that actually went pretty well, I'll be honest. What did we get for it? Agirus Arms, Acne Plate. Ooh, Spike on ourselves. That's quite nice. Agirus Buff Time Plus. Oh, could be potentially handy. Right, we must be nearly at the 3rd lift now, I think. Yeah, it's a slight criticism of the Mechonis field section is just that... I'd say arguably the whole Mechonis section. There's a very clear line up the Mechonis. You just go up. And there's not a lot to do in some of these areas. Like, there's very little in the way of side quests. Like, don't get me wrong. There are some additional side quests in the Hidden Village. Haha. He fell off. That was funny. There's some additional side quests in the Hidden Village that we can do now. We've got access to Mechonis Field and that kind of thing, but there's no side quests here. There's no NPCs here. Which perhaps makes the areas a little, not blander, but just a little less lifeful. A little more lifeless would have been the correct way of phrasing that, but there we go. And it does suffer from that a little bit. But I think as well, the game's kind of had enough of that to some extent for me. Like, you've got a lot of big areas. You've got Colony 6, you've got Alchemoth, you've got Frontier Village, you've got Colony 9. You've got all of these areas. So, frankly, it's kind of cool to have areas which you do just kind of progress up. And as I say, there is a city further in a sort, further up the Mechonis, and we will certainly get there with time. I'm going to take these guys on off camera. Oh, someone's had a skill as well. Oh, no, Shulk and Ricky have level ups. They get a link. But I think I've already looked at these and none of them are particularly exciting. Because that's the same shape again. Oh, though, Ricky can get a diamond from Shulk. Healing Arts restore more HP. That's actually really good, because Ricky does do healing. Whether you can do it. Right, we should be able to lift this up now. No, it doesn't look like it will activate. Then I guess we go down here. Oh god, that's a bit nerve-wracking, isn't it? Oh, let's do the usual ballsy grab on this. Ballsy grab. Anyway, let's not dwell on what that sounds like. I think that's me done with the insects now in the Collectopedia. No, we've got a lot of bugs to get here, actually. The Collectopedia I always find is really nicely scaled. If you... Unyielding Devotion achievement. Don't know what that is. If you just do an area normally, like you kind of go through it, do everything as you could, don't neither rush it nor be particularly completion in it. Most of the time you will get, 95% of the collectibles. You don't tend to have to go out of your way, which is pretty cool. And the scaling there is nice. I think we'll hold it there for this episode. We've got this turbine up and running, and we'll take the 3rd lift, I think, next episode. I hope you will join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.